Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, March 12th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, this is the beginning of a beautiful revolution. And today we reach later in the day our third and final revolution evolution day for Sun and Pisces. And I think this is kind of a big deal because this Pisces time has been so shifty, with Mercury retrograde, being that we just finished Chiron up in Pisces. It really feels like it has been such a major time of release. And some of the background astro, like I talked about yesterday, I feel like is also feeding into this. Yesterday I spoke about the South Node working its way towards Pluto, how we want to be really aware of any repeating patterns that are going on. And I spoke, I think even last week, about this. Saturn also approaching Pluto, and Saturn approaching Pluto, like there's some heavy soul responsibility that is upon us in regards to transformation. So we really want to use this revolution evolution day. This is the beginning of a beautiful revolution. It's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. So it popped into my head. I interestingly have two sets of cards today. I pulled cards, and then I was sitting here looking at the astro, and Lala came and she pulled some cards. So we have some work to do, definitely, in this astro today. I want to show you these because I think these really indicate the revolution, evolution, breakdown, breakthrough energy that comes on 22 degrees, master level degree, that Uranus energy. There is still some, from Lala, mental stuff going on, some ego stuff, some old stuff going on that needs to be tossed out, released. And it will lead to this breakthrough, especially, another Lala card, as you connect to the heart. Here we have this heart in this breakthrough energy. That's what's going to be interesting today. We have the moon finishing up in Taurus. So we're finishing up the mud. We're finishing up the mud with one more last muddy contact between the moon in Taurus and Mercury retrograde in Pisces. 26 degrees, that's 8 energy. So we have some responsibility between our emotions and our mind. The moon representing emotions, Mercury representing the mind. So they're connecting. And so stuff from the moon, those emotions that are coming up, whether it's around our worth, whether it's around money, whether it's around our creativity, whether it's around how we want to be productive, what we want to bring forth, it's mixing up with that Pisces energy. And that Pisces energy with Mercury retrograde could be potentially bringing stuff up from the past. Karmic energies rising to the surface to be faced and processed. So be very aware how your emotions, from Lola, how your heart and your mind are mixing. Now, this is so appropriate because at 8:48 a.m. Pacific time, we have the moon shifting into Gemini. Anytime the moon goes into Gemini, it's interesting. Moon in Gemini, especially with Sun in Pisces, can definitely lead us into escapism. Moon in Gemini wants to have fun. It wants to laugh. It's like, I want everything to be okay. But we have to realize, always, when the moon moves into Gemini, we definitely mix, once again, oh, that's so good, the mind and our emotions. Moon representing emotions, the sign of Gemini representing the mind. And I was sitting here thinking so much about the mental energy. We have our consciousness. We have that higher mind. We have our higher self that's always connecting in, communicating with us. And yet we have the, I don't really know what it's called, but the mundane mind, good twin, bad twin, I don't know what you want to call it, but we have that other mind that goes into, this is what we're doing. This is the pattern. This is the flow. This is how it's always been done. It goes into, what is the right word? Why can't I get this right now? It goes, I can't get this. This is my Mercury retrograde experience. It's like I have the essence and the feeling of the word, but not the actual word itself. It just goes into what has always been, what is, and staying in that, because that's that same place. So we have this higher part that's connecting to us, talking to us, and then we have the routine energy, still not the word, that can pull us in, draw us in. So this is an opportunity today with the moon in Gemini, connecting the heart and mind, being very aware of these emotions, being very aware that we have these energies going on, to connect into the mindfulness, to connect into the higher self, to connect into that other part that's like, hey, there's another way beyond the what is always. Now I think it's Brené Brown, and she asks things, is that so? Is this true? I think that's her that asked that. I think sometimes we can stop ourselves from that routine thinking and ask ourselves, is that so? Is that true? Get curious about what you're thinking, how you are thinking about things. This is how we make shifts. This is how we make breakthrough, especially when we are in that breakdown moment. We're like, oh, it's not fair and things don't feel good. And is that so? Is that true? You know, go in, dig in. This is how you bring yourself into harmony, because I have this card alongside of this. Chances are any of this going on is a lack of harmony between your mind and your heart. And in order to get yourself into harmony, you're going to have a little breakthrough. And that breakthrough will happen through processing, but asking yourself, is that so? Is that true? And maybe making some shifts in and through your patterns. Now, what I also want to show you is we are making baby steps into the dream, into where it is you want to go. It is happening, but we've got to face the lack of harmony between our mind and our heart. And we've got to face these things that need to be let go of. So that's kind of the astro today. What we have supporting us, which I like, is Vesta and Lilith. So there's a fierce and feisty in there. Let that yin energy come forth. Vesta knows who you are on the deepest level. She knows your light. And when she gets together with Lilith, who is like, you can go your own way, there's definitely breakthrough available to you. But you're going to have to lift yourself out of the mundane and into the personal mastery in and through this. So, let me show you Lala's cards. Like I said, she had the healer card, but she had the mental and the sorrow card. You know, this is the other thing too, is our emotions affect our mind and our mind affects our emotions. It goes back and forth between the two. And a lot of times, it's like, you know, two unruly 2-year-olds who can amp each other up higher and higher or higher. Or as our emotions get higher, our thoughts about the thing get higher. Is this true? Is this so? You may need to nurture yourself through this. This is part of the North Node in Cancer energy. We need to, tend to ourselves. It's not about disbelieving yourself, but it's realizing that there is something else in there. And that will bring you to that healing point as you work with those energies. And sometimes you just got to let it flow. And that is the Pisces. But then, okay, what is the lesson in this? Where is the good? How am I meant to shift from this? Where is my breakthrough? That being said, I'm going to finish up here. You can always book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. I am looking to start a astro class in like almost a week. I want to start a year-long astro class as we go through the signs. So I'm debating how this is going to happen, but it has been a calling for me. So if you're interested, please feel free to email me about that. I may be setting something up to ask questions for the people who do want to participate to see how we will do this. So yeah, there's that. You can always come join my Patreon. That's where I've been doing all my extras. And for now, the better it gets, the better it gets. There is enough love in the world for you, and you have the power. Namaste.